All right, Brandel, here are some thoughts on Tiger. Um, the first thing, just before I look at his swing, I see Tiger having a two-way miss right now. The stats indicate this as well. And I don't see him eliminating one side of the golf course like he once did. He had the ability to hit a high cut, on command, and that seems to be gone. And I'll show you why. But this is some of the same issues I see with players. Even Say Young last weekend, on Sunday under pressure. I don't know why she abandoned the cut. So I mean, under pressure, to me, get on the right side of the tee, hit it left to right, get it in play, especially if you have the speed of a Tiger Woods or even a Say Young Kim. I mean, you see J.B. Holmes doing this, you see Bubba Watson doing this, you see Jack Nicklaus doing this. So if you got 120 mile per hour plus club head speed, hit it left to right, get it in play. Tiger's a great iron player, so we know that already. So anyway, yeah, he's lost that ability, obviously, at this point. So the camera angles here aren't the same. This video on the right's 2002 in San Diego, and this one on the left is current. But you can still see some dramatic differences here. We'll just start on the left here. Obviously, he's much more rounded on the takeaway, more inside, pulling the arms in, as opposed to this one. He lifts up. It's more of an outside. It's a wider takeaway. Look where the club head is there in comparison to where it is now. Quite a bit of difference. The one on the right, obviously more akin to a Bubba Watson, outside in. And then on up to the top on the left, a short backswing. He's dropping down. That is not cured. I'm going to show you a face on. But, again, the arm plane is much more flat. Just look at that position there where his hands are in compared to this one, where he drops down. You can see clearly that the hands are, lower than his right shoulder, right? So here he's up above the right shoulder, much steeper. The right elbow is moving more in front of his body. This one is the elbow is moving down. It's more of a draw path, and again, the camera angle is slightly different, but, he's clearly not in a position here on the left to hit it, left to right. So, on down to impact, again, you see the right shoulder dropping early. You see the shaft well under the right forearm. This one on the right, much more on top of it, more rotary. The shoulders aren't hanging back either. The shoulders open faster. They don't stay closed like this one on the left. I mean, he just looks like he's just holding on, really, for lack of a better word. And it just looks full of effort. The other thing that I noticed here, which is I'm going to hit on this a little bit on the face-on view, and I think this is a philosophical error that Tiger has been somewhat prodded into, maybe, or coached into by guys who really don't understand the ground. So if you watch here, I'm going to zoom in actually on this one on the right first. Now I want you to watch this one on the right. It's kind of subtle, Brandel, but watch how you can see his ass, watch his glutes here through impact. Okay, you see how he almost has a cranny, like his pants go in his crack, right? So you see his right glute firing right at impact. Okay, again, I'm going to go slow. Impact, you see his pants together, right? Now, watch this one on the left. It's kind of funny in that you don't see that. A little, and then right in here is when the majority of the fire happens. Well, look how far past the impact he is, right? The club is exiting his body when right there, right? And here is when he's firing his glutes, maximum strength, and extending the hips, etc. So that application is done way later. People say, well, he's injured. Well, he's still firing. It's just way later, and the ball's gone. So I mean, it's just a different sequencing of everything, really. But you can see how right in here the glutes are firing right at impact. So I thought that was an interesting side note that I hadn't even seen before, that I just wasn't aware of. He looks He's just less rotated here. Hits the ball. He still hasn't really fired his glutes. You know, still hasn't. A little bit here, and then right in there is when the majority of the thrust comes, and the club is, you know, the ball is well gone. So I'm going to talk about this on this very thing a little bit on the front side of this. All right, so here's a 3-wood on the left here from Chambers Bay. So let me put this side by side and zoom in just a little. You know, I still see on the backswing, you know, I still see him dropping. The camera moves here, but you're still going to see the left hip flex early. And you like, watch the guy's head in the background here with the sunglasses on. You know, again, he's dropping down. It's subtle, but he's, you know, the left hip is flexing. The left pelvic tilt is happening early still. So at this point on the backswing, he's already in left pelvic tilt. You know, that's a Sean Foley move. Left leg flexion, left hip flexion, stay left. I mean, this one on the right, you know, he moves off the ball. Watch the sign here, the T marker sign in the background. I mean, he only starts dropping when the left hip starts flexing, which everybody does late in the backswing, right? So the hips are much more level here in relation to the spine, right? And then it drops a little, but not much. And then transition, his lower body and upper body seem to be stacked, right? And you want the body rotating as a unit. You know, this one on the left, the left pelvic tilt happens. He drops early, and then the hips move. They move laterally, which, you know, the one on the right moves laterally, but the upper body moves with it. This one, the upper body's hanging back, shoulders are closed, left shoulder is low, the right shoulder, you know, is back as well. It's too far back at this point. So, you know, his top half and bottom half are not stacked like they are on the right here. So that you see the lower body moving this way, and the upper body, what, hanging back here. You know, something like that. So this one on the right looks, you know, it just looks more efficient. You know, it looks more like an athlete would look. And, you know, Tiger wasn't thinking about lowering into the ground on this one on the right. And that's what I was going to talk about with what I saw in the glute fire earlier being, you know, late, whereas used to his glutes and hips would fire right at impact. And so, you know, and I sent you the Move the Middle article. I don't know if you had a chance to look at that. But, you know, just simply put, you know, Newton's third law says for every action there's the opposite and equal, what, reaction. So, I mean, people get confused on this, thinking that the ground is going to apply some force that's going to allow us to speed up things. So, I mean, you know, the ground-foot interface does not initiate the motion. The motion happens from the middle. The ground is just where this action-reaction of the third law takes place. So, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, that this guy's been told that you got to lower it into the ground. You got to use the ground to create speed and power. I mean, your body, the momentum of your segments accelerating and firing in the right sequence, that is what creates momentum. It's not just the foot-ground interface. So that was my point on that, and it's evident in Tiger that that's what he used to do. I mean, you can see the hip extension taking place right at impact. Now it's way late, way late. So, you know, it's like, you know, I told you about the girl changing lanes, the swimmer, right? When the swimmer changes lanes, obviously there's a force directed on her body when she changes lanes and is propelled to go in the opposite direction in the pool, right? Is it the wall that pushes her, propels her in the water? No. It's a powerful extension, you know, of her hips, knees, and ankles against the wall that allows her to what? Change directions and be propelled through the water. So, you know, similarly, it's like Tiger here. I mean, it's the powerful glutes extending the hips at the right moment. That is what used to create his enormous speed, not the feet-ground interface or interaction here. So that's just it's an element that people get confused on, and you know, and it just shows that the best player of all time, one of the best players of all time, rather, has been confused on as well. So hopefully these thoughts make sense. You know, I could pick his swing apart a little bit more, but you know, again, I still see the same issues sequentially going on here. You know, he might be staying a little taller on the backswing, but left hip still flexes early, LPT early, the body moves left, upper body hangs back, left shoulder goes down, he's moving down into the ground early. Why? I don't know. Ask Chris Como or Sean Foley. But just some thoughts. You got to, again, I don't see him getting rid of the two-way miss this week. I don't see him having the ability to hit a high cut on command. So yeah, anyway, those are some of my thoughts, Brandel. Hopefully that makes sense. I can certainly type this up if you'd like, but I think this is lucid enough. Thanks, bud. Take care.